Water! How does it get from cloud to cup in your community? We partner with Baker Boy to roll out a new schools program called That's My Water, Bush Schools.
Waterless people live on country. No water, no life.
There's a range of great classroom activities and videos. It's fun, free and engaging for the whole community. If you want your school to be involved, get your teacher to contact Power and Water and say,
That's my water!
Waterless people live on country. No water, no life. So, what do? We're looking for leaks. That's my water! What will you do?
Welcome to the ICTV Programming Grid. The Programming Grid shows the different categories of videos playing on ICTV throughout the week. Each category is represented by a different colour. Young Way is yellow and features videos for kids and young people. These videos play on ICTV before and after school from Monday to Friday. Our Bedtime Stories is a special nighttime series for children in language. It plays every school night at 7:30 p.m. If you have a video you'd like to see on ICTV, please contact us. ICTV, showing our way.
Oh, thank you. Our next performance is Molecular Community.
All the Central Australian footy finals action is coming your way.
On ICTV this weekend.
This Sunday at Traeger Park, Plenty Highway vs Mount Allen at 12.
ICTV, showing our way.
I can see my grandson and granddaughter's son is, my granddaughter's grandson, my son's daughters. My home family is in Juraiwa. Another my grandson, granddaughter, my son is my husband and wife. He come on tomorrow Friday, Wednesday. My son, number one. He got family. He got to come tomorrow. See me. Yeah, he belongs to Iowa. Yeah. I'll take him. I got taken on. You know, I've been living here now. I'm staying here. I was living here. I live in the April hotel. I can't go. I'm staying tireless. Long time I haven't come back in here. He's working here and painting everything in the paper. Yeah.
The telecast of this game is brought to you by Power and Water. Power and Water Corporation, supporting local football and saving water.
That's my water!
Hello and welcome back to ICTV's coverage of the 2021 AFL Central Australia Community Footy Final Series. Div 1 preliminary final action about to get underway between Papunya and Tea. My name's Stan Coombe. Joining me in commentary, Joe Clark. Joe Clark, let's do or die all day.
Oh, for sure. This is the first of the Div 1 prelim stand. Plenty of out. We're here at Div 1. The ball's tossed up. McDonald can't win the ball. Plenty of trying their hardest. McDonald just lays in a bump there. Good work there. Papunya, they just built it forward. Waylon Manson, there's the go-to man. There he is. Waylon Manson takes a mark. He's a big in for them, Stan, this week.
Yeah, one of a couple of big changes. Franklin Anderson also back into the side, didn't play last week. Look, Franklin, veteran character, these days well past their best, but he can have some influence, as can this man in front of goal.
It's the big fella. The recruit, Manson, outside forward 50. It's long, it's wide.
Oh, what a start.
It's handsome. Straight through the middle of the goal. That's Manson's first goal, Stan Coombs.
Handsome from Manson. What a great kick, 50 out. What a confidence booster for a key forward. Have a look at the First Nations Foundation live action replay, straight out of the middle.
I'm not quite sure who that speedster is out there on that wing, mate, but he was quick.
I'm having to guess it might be Davin Wheeler.
Okay.
So Waylon Manson gets the first goal of the game on the board. Papunya are away. What a steadier.
Stanley Long in the middle and Vincent McDonald. We didn't see much for them last week.
Kieran Roger also in there. We saw a lot of him. Centre clearance kick though. Might have been off the right boot of Lindsay Turner, inside 50 there for the Roosters. Trying to link up with handball out of defence. Leslie Walker was involved for Papunya. Ball spills free. Knocked out towards the boundary line, half forward flank. That's Lindsay Turner, toe poking it to himself. Maybe looking for the boundary line. That's what he's got. Boundary throw in 50 metres out from the Tea goal.
Last week, Stan, we've seen the youngsters really step up for Papunya. Now, they've brought some veterans in. They need a big balance here for them to go further. Tea Roosters, they run on top of the ground. There's no doubt about that. They're coming off a big win last week.
I think one thing we noticed, I don't think there's any Francis Pepperell out there this week for Tea. He looked to be injured towards the end of last week. Stanley Long gets a handball away for Papunya.
Oh, Matty Mokatarinja, the double M, get into my bowl. He goes down looking for. Oh, good work there. Last line of defence there by the Roosters. They're just going 100 miles an hour, and that's gone off the boot, and it's going to go in for a throw, and I think that was Edric Coulthard.
Correct, it was.
Couldn't get his hands on the football then.
It's been a great name in bush footy for a long, long time. Edric Coulthard Senior.
Son of a gun.
He was one of the first to really make his mark in town footy from out of the bush.
McDonald from Papunya just belts it forward, but the Roosters swoop on it. They go back. Lansing Campbell's there. He can get his hands on the football. He just sockers it to his own advantage. Stacks on the mill. Campbell, Lanson it is. He gets it over. Matty Mokatarinja cuts it off. Good work, Matty Mokatarinja to get it again, but he's been tackled. Tea Roosters there in numbers. This way, that way, on the left. Oh, that wasn't a good bounce. Here's the man with just IQ of footy, second to none. Josiah Martin couldn't get it to anyone. He's looking for Kevin Morton. They play on. Papunya it is. They go out through the... Good work there, Stan.
Vincent McDonald's taking the mark just backward of the centre circle. Oh, kick forward. His teammate slipped over just before the ball arrived. Still pretty good to get up and get it, Leslie Walker. Yeah, he buys a little bit of time for himself. He kicks towards a half-forward flank, taken on the bounce by Edric Coulthard. Gets around the oncoming tackler from 45 out. Coulthard goes in towards goal. Manson there. The ball off hands and over the boundary line for a boundary throw. Footy now deep in attack for Papunya. They're leading one straight goal, 6 Tea yet to score on the Power and Water scoreboard. Got about 4 minutes of play so far in the opening term. Div 1 preliminary final. Boundary throw in, footy deep in attack. Bryson Long doing some ruck work. Manson reached over the top and got the tap. Ball toe poked out of Edric Coulthard's hands there. And now Gareth Sterling getting away with it for the Roosters over towards Bryson Long. Coulthard comes in, makes sure there's plenty of pressure on. Eventually now the kick. Dangerous spot. Lindsay Turner there. Manson read it beautifully. Tapped it out of Turner's hands and then took it on the second grab. He can go back and line up for his second. This one from a little bit closer than the first one.
Yeah, we've seen Manson kick it the last time. Can he kick his second? He's going to create a headache in the forward line, or in the back line for T-Tree.
Oh, he's kicking well today, Waylon Manson. The game's only 5 minutes old and he's got 2 goals on the board. Great start for Papunya, 2 straight 12 leading T-Tree. No score, Power and Water scoreboard. Here's the First Nations Foundation live action replay that kicked to a dangerous spot. Turner had to wait. And that gave the big fella Manson all the time he needed to get across. He had the height advantage anyway. And there's his set shot at goal. 2 on the board to Manson, 2 on the board to Papunya. So this is a prelim final. The loser out. The winner advances to the grand final. They'll be playing the winner of our next game at Traeger Park this afternoon. Unamu versus Western Arena.
There's only 2 vacant positions left in grand final standard. There's one winner out of this one and winner out of the next one. Ball's back in the middle of the ground.
Langston Campbell got the poke in the eye there, I think.
Yeah, he's hurt.
And the umpire's going to whistle this up. Look, it's nothing serious, but maybe in the nose. Holding the nose there, Langston Campbell. Quick COVID test out there on the ground, perhaps. So he goes back in for the ruck work again. I don't think either ruckman got a hand on that one. Oh, Vic Kelford Morton came in off the wing to make his presence felt. Lindsay Turner runs the arc and then onto the left boot towards centre half foot. Well read there by the Papunya defender, and desperate in the tackle too, Leslie Walker. Unfortunately, the umpire deemed that he held the player while not in possession. And free kick to Antonio Long.
Long with that lovely left foot kick. Goes inside forward 50, cut off by Papunya. Oh, look at that, Lindsay. Pierce it was. Can't get his hands on the football. Oh, this bloke can. Justin Martin from T-Tree snaps it around the corner. What a mark. Last line of defence. And he's marked it inside the play. They've played on. Papunya, they run it out. Edric Coltart, I think he's the next link in the chain.
So with the footy, in fact, I reckon maybe Davin Wheeler on that far side.
He's got Rakeem Anderson. Anderson takes a mark.
He's had a haircut this week, Rakeem.
Yeah, he goes inside forward 50 looking for Manson. He comes from the back. He can't take the mark. The Roosters, they just handball it out. They get it out to Langston Campbell. Sorry?
Yep.
He's gone back.
Oh, it might have been Bryson Long, actually, mate.
Bryson Long's been moved in. He's in defence.
2 tools. Augie Campbell.
He's winding the clock back. He goes in the middle of the ground and finds Jamal Martin. Martin gives it off to the speedster there in Ian Richardson. He was a gun last week. Bounce off his chest, the 15 there. Harold Haynes. He's in for the Roosters. The stacks on the mill, though. Here he is, that Raggett. Papunya, they just steam through there. They can't get their hands on. Long laser tackle. Ian again. Richardson smothered off his boot, though. He's been good, Devon.
Yeah.
Goes inside the forward line for Papunya. Lay a tackle. The Roosters kick it around the corner, kick it into the man on the mark. Papunya got numbers here. All they needed was Leo Shepherd. The ball's at the back. Purvis, no, it wasn't Purvis, it was Rogers, Kieran Rogers. He goes, Anderson, Rakeem, he goes in looking for Manson. Free kick against Manson, pushing.
Oh, for the push.
Push.
Oh,
wow. As long as they call that all day.
Jackson Kopp marks the kick back into play for the Roosters, and they'll go down the far side of the ground now. Dallas Haynes waits for the footy, collects it, and runs to the wing. Passes to Josiah Minor. He's marked it inside the centre square. Normally uses the ball well, either by foot or hand. Josiah Martin, or kick, he looked for the lead out from full forward. The ball spills to the back. Antonio Long there has a snap in towards goal. Terry Bell down there, one of the best in the business, says it's 1 behind. So T-Tree, at least getting on the scoreboard. Papunya 2 straight goals. 12 as Wiley takes it on the bounce from the kick in and comes grandstand side with a long one to Kenny McDonald.
Yeah, McDonald, he's there all alone. He takes the chest back. Oh, what about the tackle from Kevin Morton? He's not rewarded for it. Good work there by Papunya, though. In the
Big Minor.
Minor, I don't have him on my score sheet. And he goes with that left foot kick. Sorry, I do. Josiah Minor goes looking for his teammate there, but good work front and centre there by Jamie Youngert. He goes inside and finds Shane Inkamala. Inkamala says, slow it down, fellas. He's got a teammate if he wants him. He goes straight down the guts. Looks him bounce off his chest there, and Waylon Manson. He has got his hamstring heavily. Oh, what about that? Inkamala shows a bit of candy. This way, that way. On the left, he's got a teammate loose there in Edric Coulthard. Coulthard goes up, comes down with nothing at all at the back. Now Coulthard gets it, snaps around the corner. A non-Waylon Manson goal, and goes to Edric Coulthard. Stan Coombe.
Yeah, good footy, Papunya. Edric Coulthard having some influence early on up inside that attacking 50. Looks to be the ideal crumbing option for Waylon Manson. Shane Kamala here on the First Nations Foundation live action replay. Gee, put some steps on there. And the kick into the forward pocket, we see another contest, and eventually the ball ends up in the hands of Edric Coulthard. No problems there. Great start, Papunya. 3 straight goals, 18. Tea-Tree, 1 point. Power and Water scoreboard.
Stan, I just want to make mention, how good is this ICTV team? We've got a team sheet before the end of the first quarter. How good is that?
Yeah. And they've had to work hard to do it too. It'd be ideal if they were
filled out correctly
and handed over 15 minutes in advance. It'd be great.
So all you coaches and officials, I know you're watching the replay. Do it properly next week. Ball's tossed up in the middle of the ground. Lanson Turner.
Look at that handball.
Just Josiah Martin. Is his IQ footy better than anyone I know?
I think he's double jointed too. Some of the angles he gets on those handballs are unbelievable.
Oh, what about the twist and turns out there? Free kick. Lanston Campbell plays on. He gets on his skates, gets it down inside the forward 50. And
lethal.
Lindsay Turner with that raking left foot kick at the back. Harold Haynes. Good shepherd by Haynes.
Well, that's a good way to get your first goal on the board in a prelim final. I reckon that was about 60 metres out from lethal Lindsay Turner. We'll get a look on the First Nations Foundation live action replay shortly. Here we go. Try and see if we can see how far he is out when he gets boot the ball. This is the initial piece of play where the free kick was played. Big Lanston Campbell, very aware. And there's Lindsay. 55 to 60 metres.
But what happened to Shepherd? Shepherd there. Harold Haynes just shepherded really well for a goal. Well done there by Tea-Tree Roosters. They worked hard for their first goal, Stan.
They certainly have. That'll give them a little bit of confidence now. That'll steady the nerves. Ball up back in the middle. Lanston Campbell. Well, he won the tap, but was Papunya waiting for it? I think might have been Leslie Walker came in off the wing. Goes with a floating left.
Manson!
The big fella's marked another one. This one on the chest.
He's creating headaches.
Probably needed a Tea-Tree defender or two to step in front of him there and take the body contact. All of his shots have been from about here, directly out in front, and from in between 40, 50 metres.
A long way, he's gone a long way back. Crosses the 50-metre arc. He likes it. The goal umpire doesn't though. She pats her chest and says that's a minor score. That's his first blemish for the afternoon.
Roosters lining up on the grandstand side. Gee, Lindsay Turner's getting a fair bit of footing all over the ground at the moment for the Roosters. It's not his fault there behind, that's for sure.
He's working hard for his team today. 2 Roosters here, uncontested. Anthony Campbell it is, he takes the mark. Where's the next? He ignores Josiah Martin. He goes looking for and Kevin Morton. Kevin Morton can't take the mark. He's still got the contest though. The big fella handballs backward. And that was, that's Dixon Mishak. Good work there by Papunya, and that's Morris Roberts. Roberts goes down the line and finds his Josiah Minor. Minor, the big fella.
Looks like he's got his old school shorts on.
Yeah.
They're grey.
Has he still got the green hair this week? He's got it plaited.
A little bit of tuft at the back there with the green colour on it.
Doesn't matter what colour it is, he's got a lot more than me.
He's a big lad, but this young man, this is his first year out of under-18 football.
We spoke about him last
size.
week. I think he grew about 5 inches on the off-season.
This will test him.
Josiah Minor. His team needs another major. His team's getting nothing. That's out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, I think he saw the not so fast leader Greg Gilbert, one of the umpire helpers down there in the back pocket, and will swing straight over his head. So the Roosters, through Jackson Kopp, bring the ball back into play.
Dangerous.
Dallas Haynes takes it just inside the boundary line and just inside the defensive 50, then passes up to Gareth Sterling. who takes the mark on the chest on the back flank. Fine game last weekend from Sterling. His kick to centre wing is good too. Shaquille Haynes plays on around the man on the mark. Now he goes long looking for Antonio Long. The ball didn't quite get to him, and Leslie Walker, I think, has had a pretty good first term, takes the mark, gets the footy over to Stanley Long.
Long, he goes with a worm-burning pass straight down the middle of the guts, but cut off the way the Roosters stand. They just want to slow it down. Don't know what for. Goes to Lanston Campbell. Campbell, he takes them on. Gets a handball to no one in particular. Handball over the top there. Jamal Martin. Martin comes back inside. Ian Richardson overruns the football. Oh, great work out of defence there by Papunya. Josiah Minor, he's the one with the football here. Wiley, he goes in. Dropping the football. I thought it would have been the elbow with the palm, but dropping the football, nevertheless. It's going to be Jamal Martin. Martin, he plays on. He got teammate here all alone if he wants him in. Damien Campbell. Campbell, inside forward 50. Justin Martin just couldn't get to it, Stan, but good bit of passage of play there by the Roosters.
They must have lost the number 7 jumper this week, T3. Damien Campbell normally wears 7 and has done for quite some time. Oh, well, they've just stuck a 2 in front of it. He's 27 today.
I reckon that's probably left on the T3 Roosters clothesline.
Lanston Campbell doing the ruck work against Braden Wiley. I think Campbell got hands on it, slapped further forward in T3's direction. Antonio Long, slick handball out towards Martin, couldn't take the footy with him. Wiley goes in to hold it up for Papunya. We'll get another ball up 45 metres out from the T3 goal. Just under 4 minutes left in the opening term. It's Papunya by 12 points on the Power and Water scoreboard.
It is living up to a preliminary final because there is no next week, but they're just feeling each other out. That's a throw.
Papunya's ball.
Yep. I think he'll go back. Wiley's knees heavily strapped. He must have heard it last night playing for Fed. He goes over and finds his teammate there, all alone there, Bradley Stockman. Stockman goes down the line and he finds Jamie Yungert. Yungert goes over the top. Oh, they're working this out. Aben Sandy. Sandy. Oh, good work there. Cop, Jackson. He steals it off his opponent and goes straight down the line.
Was that a cop stealing?
Yeah,
they're
Cop.
not meant to do that. They're meant to stop it.
Yeah, they go inside the Roosters, but uncontested mark there by Papunya. And he's going to be pinged for dropping the football, Stan.
You might have thought he'd got a little bit of a touch on that with the handball. Leslie Walker.
Here he is.
Josiah Martin receives it. He kicks inside 50. Beautiful pass. And Justin Martin, a noted goal kicker, can go back and line up for his first. I think he kicked 4 last week, Justin Martin.
Yeah.
But Josiah Martin, the one who passed it to him, gee, you want the footy in his hands as often as you can get it there because he's a great user of it.
His hand and his foot skill, Stan, is just out of the... It's just not normal to be so skillful. He is.
I reckon he's carrying injury too. He didn't play most of the second half last week, but he's back out there for the Roosters and setting up goals as Justin Martin puts it through for their second, and the scoreboard tightens up just before quarter time.
Yeah, and T3 are playing a better second half of this first quarter.
Let's have a look at the kicking skills. That's very clever to give the handball straight to him. Why not?
Yeah.
Perfect pass. Martin to Martin.
Martin to Martin, and we needed Justin on the scoreboard because Justin kicked a few from last week. There's just ticked under 2 minutes to go here, Stan, in this first of the prelim finals. No next week for the loser. We've mentioned that before, but I said it before. It's like a heavyweight bout. They're just throwing a couple of blows to each other. They're really not playing up to a prelim.
Feeling out period.
That's it. And I think this first quarter, the coaches will want them to get their instructions out at this quarter time, but it is living up to a game that is going to go for the 4 quarters. There's going to be nothing in it. Long, clever. Talk about clever hand and foot skill. Long it is, but T3 steal it away. Ian Robinson it is. Richardson, sorry, he goes inside forward. Haynes, double H, he goes inside for the Roosters at the back there. Oh, well done there by Papunya. They just run it out there through Leslie Walker. Walker gives it over the top. He's got a teammate there in...
Is that Matty? I didn't pick that number up.
No, I'm not
Tyrone
sure.
Anderson, maybe.
It goes over the top. Matty Mockett injured. There he is. Get into my bowl. He couldn't take it.
Oh, look at that.
Wow. Ian Richardson again, inside forward 50. Long, at the back. It's going to go. Punch through on the last line of defence there by Papunya for a minor score.
Goal up by Terry Bell might not be as mobile as he once was, but he was in the right position.
You just can't teach experience, Stan.
Probably barracking for Melbourne at the moment too. He tends to follow whoever's on top, Terry does.
We won't worry about footy about last night, eh? Anyway, 14 seconds to go. Oh, what about that from Pearce? Talk about dancing. That was dancing well. Good work there by the Roosters. This way, that way. Inside forward 50, they need a mark. Haynes, he takes a mark. He can't play on. He was about to play on, but he heard that little noise called the siren to end the first quarter, and he's going to have a shot, Stan.
I reckon he thought about playing on because this will be right on his distance these days. As a young man, would have backed him in. He's getting on. That's a lovely looking kick off the boot.
Didn't make the distance.
I don't think it's gone through.
Didn't make the distance.
Bounced just before the line and bounced back into play. There you go. So it just shows the value of defending right to the last second and even after the bell. So quarter time on the Power and Water scoreboard in our first Div 1 preliminary final, and it's a close one. Papunya 3-1-19 leading T-Tree 2-2-14. We're going to take a short break during quarter time. Stay with us. Plenty more exciting action to come.
The telecast of this game is brought to you by Power and Water. Power and Water Corporation, supporting local football and saving water.
Don't leave the tap on.
Waterless people live on country. No water, no life. So, what do? That's my water. What will you do?
COVID-19 will come here. Will you be ready? COVID-19 sickness will make us so sick we go to hospital, need a machine to breathe, maybe die. If lots of people get sick, the hospital can't help everyone, but not if we get vaccinated. All Congress clients over 16 can get the Pfizer vaccine. No worries about very rare blood clots, and it works well against all different types of COVID. You must have 2 doses to be fully protected. Call 1-800-570-688 to book yours. Remote Congress clients ask at your clinic.
Waterless people live on country. No water, no life. So, what do? We're looking for leaks. That's my water. What will you do?
Welcome to the ICTV Programming Grid. The Programming Grid shows the different categories of videos playing on ICTV throughout the week. A different colour represents each category. Our tucker is green and plays on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Monday and Wednesday. Our tucker features hunting and cooking videos from communities across the country. If you have a video you'd like to see on ICTV, please contact us. ICTV, showing our way.
Watch out for these new videos on ICTV this week.
We take a shower every day before we go to school. We smell good, we smell fresh.
Little town.
Being a teenager and growing up, like having to get a job and like do you earn money, this and that, because your parents only live off a Centrelink payment or, you know, just their little work payment, it's like hard.
All like my brothers too was all like knocking around, you know, running around the streets and stuff.
A lot of bush tucker and a lot of pussycat, like working, like look around for Nino, because we go around and check the hole for pussycat. If we see
Nara Irama Repel Sandranga.
Apma Ilporalia Nama. Kasiala Ndelama Angada. Kijimapa Angada Radama.
Chastisala Indalama Enana. Kijima Varana Idanama Idaponba. Ilila.
The telecast of this game is brought to you by Power and Water. Power and Water Corporation, supporting local football and saving water.
Don't leave the tap on!
Afternoon and welcome back to ICTV's coverage of the 2021 AFL Central Australia Community Footy Finals Series, quarter time in a Div 1 preliminary final, and it's Papunya leading T-Tree by 5 points. My name's Stan Coombe. Joining me in commentary, Joe Clark. We wouldn't be able to do this without the great support provided by our major sponsor, the Power and Water Corporation. We also get great support from the Central Australian Aboriginal Congress, the Indigenous Eye Health Unit focusing on trachoma, and of course First Nations Foundation sponsoring our live action replays, Joe.
We're in live action right now. Lanston Campbell, he goes up against McDonald from Papunya. I won it out of there. This bloke's been good for me today, Stan. It's been lively. Rakeem Anderson, he takes a mark. Where's the next link in the game? Josiah Minor, if he wants him, he elects to go even shorter and find his teammate there in Bradley Stockman. Stockman goes inside looking for their go-to man, and hasn't he provided a target for him up forward?
This is exactly how the first quarter started.
Yeah, even Whalen's just telling him where to line up after, while he's got the ball in his hands.
Kicked 2 goals in the opening term, Waylon Manson. All from about this range. His shots at goal today, I reckon 2 goals, 1 behind, and we'll make that 2 goals, 2 behinds. First score of the second term sees Papunya now leading by 6 points on the Power and Water scoreboard.
Yes, Stan, last week we had it on repeat. It was margin. It was under a goal. Exactly. We got that tape back out.
Lead change hands, scores a level with the other things we were mentioning.
Yeah. Bryson Long, he takes that uncontested mark for the Roosters in his defence. He goes long, looking for this bloke. I'm really impressed with him, Ian Richardson. He's got 2 to beat on this occasion, though. He comes in with interest inside forward 50, and guess who?
Manson. I think they might need to double team him somehow.
I think so. I don't think Bryson Long's the man. He plays on. He goes short, looking for Anderson. Rakeem takes an uncontested mark, and you just can't do that to any opposition. We've seen in that last game where you just got to keep awake in your defence.
Well, shot a goal in the first term, Rakeem Anderson. Just didn't quite have the distance on that one.
It's a lot closer this time.
Yep. Deliberate approach.
He likes it.
Yeah, very nice. Went through top of the post high too. First goal of the second term goes to Papunya, and they extend their lead to 12 points on the Power and Water scoreboard, 4-2-26 to 2-2-14.
Yeah, we've seen in that first quarter, Stan, how Papunya came switched on from the first bounce, and they've done exactly the same here. And then we stand T-Tree play that catch-up. I'm not quite sure if that match-up with on Waylon Manson's working. So they've gone with the shorter option.
Yeah, I'm sure Bryson Long contested that last mark against him, but he's not lining up on him now.
No, he's not. And, he's got a way shorter opponent at the moment, Waylon Manson.
Back in the centre, Lanston Campbell, perhaps their other tall option to throw back there. In the ruck, he wins the tap, and he does the roving as well, and then he feeds the handball forward. Gee, it was a clever little tap there by the number 24, Jerome Glenn. Ball on the attacking 50 now for the Roosters. Lindsay Turner throws his boot at it. It bounces in towards a goal square and only just bounces wide. It's through for a behind of the Roosters. Their first score of the second term on the Power and Water scoreboard.
Hasn't Lindsay Turner got a powerful kick?
He has.
Oh, this bloke's been good. Davin Wheeler, he's had a lot of it. He plays on. He chips it over the top, but there's Roosters everywhere. Oh, the bearded one. He's taken a mark there in 16, and Johnny Purvis. Purvis goes looking for the double H. Harold Haynes, the umpire, says that's a mark. And he's been a good addition to the Roosters. To the Roosters, Dan.
Yeah, he didn't play last week in the elimination final. Pretty good one to get back in. Former medalist in the bush footy here in Central Australia. And he's just caressed that one over the line. Papunya didn't have a defender back there. And it's a goal on the board to the Roosters. The margin back to 5 points on the Power and Water scoreboard.
Yeah, Stan, we'll see on the First Nations Foundation live action replay. He's just centred it up. Real team thing. And Harold Haynes. You know, you said he was a good addition. He was a really fantastic replacement for Francis Pepperell, I reckon.
Yeah.
Francis,
bit of
out
quality
with
out,
a hammy.
quality and experience out, quality and experience in. So at least keeping an even kill. Who knows if they win this? Maybe the big Salt and Pepperell will be back for the granny.
Yeah, Antonio Long, he's moved into the centre of the ground now. Lanston Campbell it is. He's just dominating the ruck at the moment. Calls at the back there, needed to be won. Antonio Long, like I said, he's been moved in there. He gets his hands on the footy. He just gives it to his teammate. His teammate there in Anton Presley. Presley, no free kick doing it. Here's a free kick, Stan, in the back. In the back.
Well, chance for a couple of quick ones here for the Roosters. And gee, you want the ball in this bloke's hands. If you're a Tea Tree supporter.
Yeah, Justin Martin.
He doesn't miss many.
He wears the 2 too. The Dusty without the D. Justin Martin from the Roosters, renowned goal kicker.
Yeah.
He likes it. They've first time in the game they've got the lead, Stan. It is by the solitary point. Nevertheless, this is what it's all about. It is prelim. No next week for the loser.
First Nations Foundation live action replay here. All at the back of the marking contest, and the umpire called it a push. Martin, nice little shuffle as he comes in. He just looked confident the whole way on the run-in before kicking. That's what he's out there to do, kick goals for the Roosters. And a 1 point lead to them now on the Power and Water scoreboard.
I reckon,
first change of lead for the day, Joe.
I reckon Jason Butcher is the coolest water boy out there today. And Frank Hayes, look at him. Grovers.
So Jason Butcher pretty cool too when he up on stage.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Regardless of what instrument he's playing too, he plays a few, he's pretty handy.
The rock star. Anyway, that's still there in the Josiah Martin. How good is he? Just taps it to the advantage of Antonio Long. He just belts it forward again. Roosters, they got another attacking foray coming forward. Just tapped at the back. Harold Haynes swoops on it. He has a shot 45 metres out. He knows he didn't get it. He showed a bit of frustration there when he missed it. The ball comes out. This bloke's been good today for Ian Robinson. He can't get his hands on the football, but how clever was that there by Jamie Youngert. Youngert gives it over the top to Matthew Mokatarinja, but cut off there by Lanston Campbell. He just sockers it back to the Roosters' advantage. But what about that for skill? Rakeem Anderson just snaps it around the corner. Waylon Manson can't get to it. This bloke can though. Waylon Manson, he just runs into his own teammate. One-handed handball. The umpire sent it. Edric Coulthard tries to play on. Antonio Long, he gets on his skates. He kicks it over to his teammate.
So they've got it outside the defensive 50. Dallas Haynes with the footy. Centres it up and finds Josiah Martin. And he drills a low pass out to the wing. They're away now. Anton Presley says, thank you very much. He kicks long now inside 50. Justin Martin in front of the marking contest, couldn't take it. The ball spills off hands, goes Papunya's way. They clear out of the back line with a nice pass towards half-back. Luke Kelly, the ruckman's taken the mark. And he'll switch play to Kieran Roger out towards the grandstand side wing. Roger to centre forward. Hendrick Coulthard fell into his lap. He couldn't hold on to it. They ducked into the tackle. The umpy quite rightly said play on. Now holding the ball.
Yeah, big Nico Haynes. I reckon you'll finally get a free kick here. Nick Haynes got a teammate out loosely if he wants him. Too late. Not quick enough. Nico Haynes, the big fella, he goes looking for another big partner in crime in Lanston Campbell. Campbell's got it. He's going to handball it off to Josiah Martin. The footy IQ skills. the biggest footy IQ skill football I've known. Here he is, Josiah Martin on that left foot kick. Worm burner inside the forward 50. Gives to his partner in crime, then Haynes. He gets it
Good
this
tackle.
way, that way. Good tackle by Papunya. Umpires just give it back. And I
Vincent
think
McDonald.
it is. Vincent McDonald goes long, wide, finds his teammate all alone. Good work there by Papunya. They just stream forward. Josiah Minor, he takes an uncontested mark just outside the forward 50.
You're looking for Manson. He's got plenty of space to work in.
Oh, Manson, Minor just gives it a boost, a roost. Goes straight across the face of the goal and gone through for a minor score.
I reckon he was just trying to put it up for Wayler Manson, but he got onto it too much.
Yeah.
He's got too long a kick on him. Roosters up the middle.
Sterling it was. He just bangs it straight down the middle, the easiest way home. He gives it to his teammate Presley. With suspicious minds, he kicks it around the corner. Stan, that's another one to me. The ball comes back inside. And Purvis, John Purvis is the bearded one. Where's the next link in the change with the Roosters? There it is. Dustin Martin. He takes a mark directly in front. He just runs to the right spots.
I reckon this is where most of his set shots came from last week. He plays out of the goal square, leads straight up the middle.
Yeah, and that's the easiest way to kick goals. I'm not quite.
Looking for his third. No problems there. Plenty of applause from the supporters behind the goals. 3 goals to Justin Martin, and Tea-Tree now leading by 7 points on the Power and Water scoreboard. 5-4-34 to Papunya 4-3-27. And John Purvis has delivered inside 50 quite nicely a couple of times too.
He's just providing a target at half forward, and that's what I think they're just good at. Tea-Tree is just providing a contest. You don't have to be a big powerhouse, but you just create an option. Harold Haynes has moved up the ground, and he's coming into his own as well. But this is the biggest lead that Roosters have had all day.
7 points, it's not a big one. We don't expect it to probably get too much bigger, but they've certainly come back well after Papunya had the better of the start.
Lanston Campbell, he gets another one down to Long. Antonio gives it on to the eye candy, the fella that I like. Wow, look at this. Lindsay Turner, he gets on with a lefty, but he can't get the accuracy right. Umpire, they're going to appeal for a free kick here, deliberate, but the umpire says, no, toss it in deep into the forward line of the Tea-Tree Roosters. We've just ticked under 9 minutes to go in this second term here. Preliminary final number 1. There's a vacant spot next week, and it's called the grand final. Only team that's going to get there is the winner. They'll lose it. No next week. Said that a couple of times today, but it's just that simple. Boundary umpire's taking her time. We've lost 30 seconds already. She tosses it in, gone short. It's going to be a free kick here, and I reckon you're going to see it's going to go to Purvis.
That's a tough one.
It is indeed.
Ruckman, because it wasn't a great throw.
Lindsay
Turner's got it.
Lindsay Turner.
Was he the ruckman?
No. Lindsay Turner.
I mean, that's the problem. I don't think the throw went anywhere near the two that nominated to contest it.
Yeah, and it's strange how we've got boundary umpires.
Great view of this on the ICTV cameras. We're right behind lethal Lindsay Turner and his left boot. There it is, viewers. Have a look at that. Straight through the middle, and Lindsay Turner's now got 2 goals. Suddenly a little bit of breathing space for the Roosters. The margin out to 13 points on the Power and Water scoreboard.
Yes, Dan, the Roosters seem like they're on top of the ground in the second term. I think we've got 7.5 minutes to go. They're just doing all the basics right. They're just playing for each other. And they're bringing each other into it, and they're just... That centre needs to be changed, I think, Stan. That Josiah Martin in there, and Antonio Long and Lindsay Turner, and they've been really given first service by
Lanston Campbell, yep.
He's given them first services every time. I'm not sure where McDonald is, because McDonald was really handy in the first term. Again, Lanston Campbell goes up, nullified in the ruck though. No one can win it. Antonio Long leads in the race of the football. The ball comes over to the last goal kicker in Lindsay Turner. Wiley, he can't get his hands on the football. Throw, the umpire says play on. Antonio Long, he ducks his head, gets a handball out. Good work out of defence there by Pearce it was. Harold Haynes, he appeals for a free kick. He drags it in. Papunya just belted out the back. Good work there. How good does this young fella go? In Davin Wheeler. Been cut off there though. Good chase. Papunya, they just got it by themselves. No look handball. They belt it forward. Edric Coulthard goes up against two. Bryson Long first to it. What's he going to do? Just belts it to himself. A bit high there, the umpire says play on. Long, Bryson. He gives a handball inside. Good shepherd there by Lanston Campbell, the big ruckman. T2 Roosters get it forward. No one in particular. One goes up for it. Comes down to Wiley though. Wiley just gets it out of the dangerous zone. Edric Coulthard, he's second in line. Josiah Martin, what about that hit, Stanley Long. Comes out the back, Josiah Martin just snaps it around the corner. Harold Haynes.
So Haynes now delivers up to half forward, nice pass, mark taken by Tyrone Pepperell. Whistle went there after the mark. Well, now we're playing on. Kick inside the 50, goes to Damien Campbell, who takes the mark on the chest. It might be Lindsay Turner who drilled it there.
And
Could have sworn there was a whistle out there. I may be wrong. Damien Campbell normally does play up forward. This season's probably the first time I've seen him go back and play around the midfield. He knows how to kick a goal with the left, this bloke. 30 out directly in front. He got underneath it. And that might not matter. You can get it underneath them all you like if they go straight through. Goal to the Roosters. And now, a good margin on the Power and Water scoreboard. It's out past 3 goals, 19 points the difference.
That was a good
Just,
goal.
having a look on the replay. Well, yeah, if there was a whistle, it didn't matter because they were playing on anyway. Beautiful pass. Damien Campbell.
That's their
goal
fifth,
on the board.
That's their 5th of the quarter, T2 Roosters.
Big quarter.
Huge quarter. And we've got
Papunya kicked the first of the term too.
We've got 4.5 minutes to go in this quarter as well. I reckon Braden Wiley's injured. He's in their back 6.
Just saw a shot on screen of T3 coach Curtis Haynes, one of the all-time great Bush champs.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Centre clearance, a rare centre clearance there, out of there by Kieran Roger. He goes long into their forward line. Haven't seen much of M. McDonald. He was in the ruck, now he's in the forward line. Just belts it forward. Rakeem Anderson can't get it. Josiah Minor can't get his hands on the football. And the boundary liner wins out on this occasion. We've just ticked under 4 minutes to go in this first half of this preliminary final here at TIO Traeger Park.
They'll be pretty desperate to get one here before the bell, just to steady the ship a little bit.
For sure, Stan.
Go into that half-time break feeling a little bit better about themselves at least. If the score stays the same, they're not going to be feeling too great.
Josiah Martin. Good stoppage clearance. Gets it onto Lanston Campbell. Shows a bit of candy. Oh, no, more candy being shown there. There's no more lollies left at the tea tree shop. They're all down here. Damien Campbell. No, this is Justin Martin. He's got a teammate loose if he wants him, and he goes there and he just pays it, passes it to his teammate.
How good was that? He knew he was outside his range this time. Saw Meshack Dixon on his own.
Meshack Dixon. He's going to take responsibilities to have a shot here. Can he extend the margin? It's 19 points at the moment. Crosses the 50-metre arc. He lets it go. He likes it.
Slammed into the post.
The goalpost didn't like the accuracy, so it got in its way.
It was rocking the post too here at Traeger Park. Certainly had a bit on it. Out of defence go Papunya. Sam Pearce takes it on the half-back flank. Normally got a nice, accurate left boot. No exception there. Pass up towards the wing. Footy taken by Kenny McDonald. McDonald comes back inboard. Could be dangerous. Cleared the intended target, I think. Big Kelvin Morton after it. Oh, he's been pursued and dragged down holding the ball. Free kick will go to Papunya. Did well to get his arms around the big fella.
For sure.
Stockman.
He tried to take over that big don't argue he done last week there. Papunya can't take a mark though. Stacks on the mill. The umpire says, play on, get it out of there. Papunya do. no one in particular. Kenny McDonald just punches it down to Long. Stanley on that left foot kick around the corner.
Franklin Anderson's on.
Wow, the legend. He's given away a free kick there, though.
He wasn't far off getting that if the whistle didn't go.
Gareth Sterling it was. He held Gareth without it. He's going to go short inside. He's made his teammate work for that, and that's Long. Bryson, he chips it over the top. Josiah Martin it is. They're playing possession football. There's 80 seconds to go in this first half of footy. Martin, short, Augustine Campbell, what a mark, what a legend he was back in his day. Left and right. Georgie, where can he go? Next link in the chain. Good mark. Good present.
Doing this nicely.
Mishak, he goes long looking for Justin Campbell. He can't take a mark. He can get the football though. Snap around the corner. It's rolling, gone. It's missed everything. And it's going to be a boundary throw in deep into the Roosters forward line. There's still time for them to kick a goal if they choose to the Roosters here. 30 seconds to go, Stan.
We're getting a ball up, not a boundary throw, and we do have a boundary umpire over this side of the ground. I'm just a little bit confused as to why that's happening. Braden Wiley gets a kick out of defence for Papunya. Augustine Campbell waits for it. Quick, slick hands from him to get the footy over there. And Richardson whistle wet as Richardson gets boot the ball. There's a mark at the top of the goal square, but I think they're going to bring the footy back. And the siren about to go, so we are going to get a shot at goal. I don't know if Augustine Campbell's still got the distance in his legs these days. He's gone to ground there, just grabbing it when it's come back to him. I can remember, how old am I, 20 years ago, commentating this bloke as a 15-year-old making his senior debut. What's left in the old legs now, Augustine Campbell?
Yeah, well, any score will be good for him because it'll be a score to end this first half of footy.
A goal, putting them more than 4 goals in front at half-time would be huge. Augustine Campbell can't get the goal on the board, not sure if it's a score at all.
It is a minor score.
Yep, goal umpire signals 1 point. So there it is at half-time in the first of 2 Div 1 preliminary finals today. T3 7-6-48. Lee Papunya 4-3-27. 21 points the difference at the main break. Maybe goal kickers, Joe, before we take a little bit of a breather ourselves.
Yeah, Waylon Manson's got 2, Rakeem Anderson 1, and Edric Coltard 1 for Papunya. Justin Martin, he's got 3. Lindsay Turner's got 2. Harold Haynes 1. Damien Campbell 1 for the Roosters. They're in control.
They are 27-point lead to T3 Roosters over Papunya at half-time. 5 goals 4 in that quarter to T3, just the 1 goal 2 to Papunya. We would expect the men in green and gold to bounce back in the second half. Stay with us on ICTV and find out. Plenty more action coming your way. Don't go anywhere.
The telecast of this game is brought to you by Power and Water. Power and Water Corporation, supporting local football and saving water.
What's up? It's me, Baker Boy. Our knowledge for looking after water has passed on from generation to generations. Waterless people live on country. No water, no life. So, what do? We turn off the taps. We're looking for leaks. We report the leaks. That's smart water. You can be water smart and you can help your family be water smart too. What will you do?
The baby.
Have you washed your hand? COVID-19 pachina marinena Wonder rare yarwa jaka. COVID-19 ilkadanna la anona nalkadanto ramparchina. And anona hospital wana alchina. Agayanga jangar machine aranama and iloma pak. Churchet ningle kaderama. Hospitala oyana help me lama mapa. Vaccine and renana anonenama moirail. Congress client mapa 16 years old and unbara itna boys a vaccine in them. Itala ramala akuko war blood clots in them. Mwara war gerama COVID-19 gadama package. Unda inama vaccine tara nganaindandaram. Number nana ringamelai 1-800-570-688 and Pukamelai Ngwena. Pojan Congress Klein de Mabala Angai Clinica.
Milpa the Trachoma goanna is here to show you how to protect yourself, your family, and your community from coronavirus. Make sure you wash your hands with soap and water regularly. Keep 3 steps away from all people. Cough and sneeze into your elbow or tissue and throw used tissues into the bin. Wash your hands with soap and water again. Don't share drinks and smokes. And stay home if you don't need to go out. For more information about coronavirus, COVID-19, please contact your local health clinic.
Waterless people live on country. No water, no life. So, what do? We turn off the taps. What will you do?
Did you know us Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people are born with the best vision in the world?
It's true.
Yeah, and you also need good eyes to mark and kick the footy.
Yeah.
And did you also know that some kids in communities have sick eyes from trachoma?
Is that where you wash your face whenever it's dirty to have strong eyes and stop trachoma?
Sure is, Jay. It's fun and easy too. So remember,
clean faces, strong eyes.
Waterless people live on country. No water, no life. So, what do? That's my water. What will you do?
Follow Melbourne's 6 steps to stay healthy and get rid of trachoma.
Play your nose until it's empty. Wash your hands with soap and water. Wash your face to clean snot and yucky eyes. Brush your teeth with toothpaste morning and night. Have a shower with soap every day. Don't share towels. Clean faces, strong eyes.
For more information, contact Indigenous High Health.
COVID-19 will come here. Will you be ready? COVID-19 sickness will make us so sick we go to hospital, need a machine to breathe, maybe die. If lots of people get sick, the hospital can't help everyone, but not if we get vaccinated. All Congress clients over 16 can get the Pfizer vaccine. No worries about very rare blood clots, and it works well against all different types of COVID. You must have 2 doses to be fully protected. Call 1-800-570-688 to book yours. Remote Congress clients ask at your clinic.
Waterless people live on country. No water, no life. So, what do? We report the leaks. Tell your family, tell your teacher, that's my water. What will you do?
Welcome to the ICTV Programming Grid. The Programming Grid shows the different categories of videos playing on ICTV throughout the week. A different colour represents each category. Our culture is ochre and features traditional stories and dance, oral histories, cultural events, bushcraft and medicine, caring for country, and looking after language videos. If you have a video you'd like to see on ICTV, please contact us. ICTV, showing our way.
We are Happy Reggae. You're watching ICTV, showing our way.
Do you see ICTV? No. No.
You got no TV?
Stop laughing.
Baby.
Stop squeaking.
Watch out for these new videos on ICTV this week.
We take a shower every day before we go to school. We smell good, we smell fresh.
Little town.
Being a teenager and growing up, like having to get a job and like do your own money, this and that, because your parents only live off a Centrelink payment or, you know, just their little work payment, it's like hard.
All like my brothers too was all like knocking around, you know, running around the streets and stuff.
A lot of bush tucker and a lot of pussycat, like working, like look around for Nino, because we go around and check the hole for pussycat. If we see the
Nara Irama Reptile Centeranga.
Apma Ilporalia Nama. Kasiala Ndelama Angada. Kiji Mapa Angada Radama.
Justice Sala Indalama Inana. Kijima Baran Idanama Idaponba. Ilila.
The telecast of this game is brought to you by Power and Water. Power and Water Corporation, supporting local football and saving water.
And welcome back to ICTV for the second half of our Div 1 preliminary final in the AFL Central Australia Community Finals footy. It's T3 leading by 21 points at half-time, 7-6 to 4-3 on the Power and Water scoreboard. My name's Dan Coombe. Joining me in commentary Joe Clark, it was a great second quarter by Tea Tree, Joe. They've set themselves up for this, but we'd expect Papunya to come back hard at them.
Oh, for sure, Stan. They've done all the hard work, all that heavy lifting in that first half. They start slow. Start of each quarter. Papunya start quick each quarter. But I think the dominance has been nullified now. I think we see Lanston Campbell dominate, and now we've got to have the young fella Josiah Minor. He's been moved into the ruck.
Change in the ruck.
I think they need him, and then
must have overheard our discussion with the ICTV crew at half time.
I think so, Stan. And I think that there's a couple other structural changes. I mean, we still see Waylon Manson up forward, but Shane Inkamal is inside their forward 50. So they're ringing the changes, Papunya, but equally, Tea Tree is just sticking to their guns. Lanston Campbell, he wins it nevertheless, who he's going up against. It's been one out of their centre clearance goes to Antonio Long. First into the race of the football is Pierce. The ball bounced back up. Josiah Minor it is. The young fella, he gets it, just belts it forward. Good tackle, a good shepherd off the ball there by Long. Good work by Papunya. They get it forward there, Stan. And that's taken by, I don't have a 22.
Randy Waco.
Okay, I do have Bradley Stockman goes long, looking for Manson. He takes an uncontested mark. We need more out of him. Papunya needs more out of him.
You mentioned their quick starts to every quarter. Well, it's been through this bloke. He kicked a goal to start each of the first two terms and might do it again now.
Oh, for sure, Stan. And he's still stuck on 2 goals. He kicked them both in their first term. Manson, they need more out of him if Papunya Eagles are going to go on to the next step. Manson, he digs at it, tips it over the top.
No.
Hits the post.
I reckon that's clipped the post. Or
can't get
Terry Bell checking with the field umpire to make sure.
Unfortunately, Terry Bell does have.
There it is.
It is. It is
That's
a goal. I thought he might have went over and said, let's just wait for the First Nation Foundation action replay.
Replay will go upstairs. I think he just wanted to double check. He thought it might have been close to the post. Double check that the field umpire didn't notice it clip it. Clearly not.
Now, if Belly had his TV on him, he'd see the live action replay. I think he might have thought it might have hit the post there, but nevertheless, it is a major, and that's going to be printed in the Papunya paper tomorrow afternoon. Don't worry about that. Papunya, big shout out to everyone out there watching at Papunya, and of course at Tea Tree.
Waylon Manson's third goal.
Your team's got a half of football if they want to be up to the last dance next week.
I think it's Kevin Morton in the ruck there for Tea Tree, and Josiah Minor wins the tap this time for Papunya, so they haven't done that too often. Rakeem Anderson after it, in between centre and centre forward. In goes Davin Wheeler, hard again. The ball comes out to Shane Ingamala, socket that out of mid-air towards Bryson Long, who couldn't handle it. Stanley Long picks up, so one long for one team and a long for another team, and it's deep in attack now for Papunya out towards the boundary line. Well, Waylon Manson, a little bit of a push out to get rid of his opponent. He'll go back after the footy. Trouble picking it up. It won't matter. He's going to get a free kick held while not in possession. And a 15-metre penalty will turn it into a certain goal.
All that heavy lifting I spoke about, Stan, at the start of this quarter is going to get all unravelled by just a couple of minor mistakes by the Roosters.
So Waylon Manson, 2 goals in the first 3 minutes of the third term, and he's got Papunya right back in there. So there's only 3 points of difference on the Power and Water scoreboard. That's how quickly it can change.
Oh, for sure, Stan. He's got 4. He had 2 at the start of this quarter, and all of it in a blink of an eye, in under 4 minutes, 3 minutes in actual fact, game back on.
We've actually probably had more time lost getting the footy back to the centre than we've had actual play.
Oh, for sure, for sure. But just those couple of minor changes that they make, speaking of minor.
I will correct myself too, it's 9 points of difference on the Power and Water scoreboard. I gave him an extra 1. Damien Williams is right onto it too, don't you worry about that.
Yeah, no worries about that, thanks, Coach. Oh, well done there by Wheeler, he has 1 bounce. The youngster in Davin, he goes long, looking for, the legend, Chaw Franklin's taking a mark.
He'll kick this.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, for those viewers that haven't watched a lot of bush footy before, we wind the clock back 5 to 10 years. This bloke probably the best in the region. He's put on a little bit of weight in the latter stages of his career.
But you can't buy experience.
Oh, he's in his late 30s, if not 40.
You can't.
Oh, he's hit the post.
Oh, they needed him to kick that one, the veteran, the legend.
You'll have more to say about the outcome of this game before it's over, I think, Jay.
Oh, for sure. For sure. You can't buy experience. You know who else has lifted, I think, for Papunya? Stanley Long.
Another very experienced player. Jackson Kopp with the short kick into Damien Campbell. They will go down the Gap Road side. Long one to Gareth Sterling, who marks well outside the defensive 50 in front of the tree of knowledge. Lindsay Turner offers the lead. The kick goes in. He's got space. He had 6 bounces down that side of the ground last week. This time he chooses to only have 1. Probably could have gone further. It's a raking long left foot and a great mark too. Running back to take the mark, running with the flight of the footy. Quite picked that one up, Joe. Kieran Roger. He gets it to Josiah Minor. He's long up to the wing, and now Papunya in space on the far side.
Davin Wheeler goes down looking for Anderson. Rakeem, the Rakeem variety. He goes back inside. Good vision then, Stan. He get it over to Stockman. Bradley's got one short if he wants him, and that's Shane Inkamala. Inkamala picks it up. Plenty of time, goes back. Guess who? The veteran, the legend, handballs it on to his teammate.
Oh, missed.
Wow, he could have handballed that, he could have taken it back, anyone could have kicked that, but nevertheless they narrow that margin to 8 points on the Power and Water scoreboard. 41 plays 48.
Would have been a team lifted too, especially with Franklin Anderson involved in setting it up.
7 point margin. Oh, for sure, Stan, and it was just team effort.
Jackson Kopp with the kick in, former Ginger Porter Premiership captain, now playing with the Roosters. Short out into that back pocket. It's where he went last time. It worked then, and it's worked again.
Short
that one up the middle was well directed, had to be, and Bryson Long's taken the mark. Here goes towards centre half back, Gareth Sterling. What a couple of weeks this bloke's had out of defence for T3. Beautiful kick to centre half forward. Hit the player on the lead, Meshack Dixon. Dixon turns around, moves it forward quickly, looking for Harold Haynes through the back of the marking contest. Purvis there, taken to ground. The ball spills free. Now a big pack of players over the top of it. Only 25 out from the Roosters' goal. Desperate defence here by Papunya. And eventually Sammy Pearce receives a handball and steps his way out of trouble. The kick to the back flank is good to another one of their star youngsters, Shane Inkamala.
Inkamala, he plays on, he has 1 bounce. He goes on that left foot kick. He goes down the line, looking for his teammate there. All alone is Stockman. Stockman, the cowboy, he goes inside looking for the legend. But cut off there by Long in Bryson. Bryson's got a teammate out here, Ian Robinson. He's been handy. They need a lift from here, the Roosters. He goes inside and finds his teammate there, all alone there in Anthony Campbell. Campbell, he gives it on to Kopp. Jackson, he goes short to Josiah Minor. Minor goes out, back out. It's Keepy offs at the moment. Ian Richardson. Richardson goes looking for Kevin Morton, the big chap. He takes the mark. He hands it off to Josiah Martin. Martin goes inside forward 50.
Oh, great spoil.
Good
Bad
spoil.
luck. Must have made contact.
He made contact with the ball. I don't think he made contact with anybody, but we could.
That's the only thing the kick can be for, front on contact. So I reckon the umpire's assuming he got him, Jamal Martin, with the footy. Gee, they picked their way through beautifully there, though, the Roosters.
He likes the shot on goal. T3 Roosters all alone.
Oh, did he get a bootlace on the
Nah,
nose?
stopped on the last line of defence. They get it out of there. Wheeler, Davin, he's on his skates. He has 1 bounce. Goes in the middle of the ground looking for Anderson. Rakeem, nothing doing there. Rakeem gets a handball back out to Devin Wheeler. Wheeler gets it over the top. Back to Wheeler. Wheeler's had 3 possessions. They've gone nowhere though. Long. Stanley. Stanley goes inside forward 50. Just at the back. It goes down. The Rooster goes down. Waylon Manson's there.
Oh, well done.
What a tackle. What a tackle.
Got to
Too
say,
high.
really well done by Shaquille Haynes back there. First in the marking contest to stop Manson marking it, and then he went to ground, but he still got up. Second
for sure.
effort. Just seeing on the First Nations Foundation live action replay what I'm talking about. Bryson Long now doing the ruck work for the Roosters. Dallas Haynes, quick clearing kick out of defence, but
Rakeem.
plenty of Papunya players there. Rakeem Anderson maybe just outside his range. They're To clear a kick out of defence might have been Anthony Campbell for the Roosters.
Either him or Stanley Long could have taken that mark.
He's going to kick from just inside 50, take everything Rakeem Anderson's got, I think. Might be looking around for a sneaky little lead somewhere, but nothing forthcoming as of yet. Kieran Rogers sneaks into a bit of space in the grandstand side pocket. Anderson, oh, he got the distance all right.
He likes it.
That's a great kick, and now it's less than 1 goal the difference on the Power and Water scoreboard. The margin back to a solitary point.
Wow, Stan. Who said this game was over at half-time? Not me, not Stan. No one knows what's going to happen in these games, especially in a preliminary final. And on the Power and Water scoreboard, we have that margin sitting at 1 point. 47 Papunya, Teacher Roosters 48 Stan. And
Roosters haven't scored this quarter.
They haven't. They've had the ball in their forward 50 a couple of times, but they just haven't put anything on the scoreboard.
On screen there, an anxious coach, Curtis Haynes, barking out instructions now. We're looking good at half-time, but I'm sure he can feel his side's now under threat.
Some of the moves that Papunya have made, I think, with picking up the Roosters, like they've got someone, Stanley Long's making sure he's with Tyrell Martin at the moment.
Stanley Long dragged off the footy, ball spills free to Ian Richardson. Richardson, wobbly one off the boot, bounces inside 50. Oh, he got it to a teammate there, can't make the tackle, great tackle. Tyrone Anderson picking up the free kick for Papunya, advantage given to Leslie Walker. Touches it on the ground a couple of times. Taking his time, issuing instructions to teammate further afield. And now he's got it to Norm Raggett. Raggett to the wing. Finds the Stockman. Stockman out wider still. Shane Kamala marks just inside the boundary. They moved that beautifully to Davin Wheeler now inside 50. He'll centre it up with a pass. And Luke Kelly's taken the mark. Great footy for Papunya.
Oh, they have. They've just chiseled away at this lead all quarter so far, Stan. This is the premiership quarter. They could quite easily steal the lead here.
Luke Kelly, who's done most of the work for them in the ruck today. Josiah Minor's taken over in the third term, so obviously Kelly's now gone up forward. Chance for him to have some impact there. Kept it low, kept it straight. Goal on the board, and Papunya are back in front on the Power and Water scoreboard.
Wow, first time since the second term, Stan.
Early in it too.
Early in the second term. Anyway, nevertheless, they've chiseled away at it. To their credit, they've got those matchups correct. They knew where they were going down. And hence they changed the ruckman with Josiah Minor in there. But Josiah Martin, he's not getting possessions at will anymore. They're making him accountable.
So Papunya this term have kicked 4 goals too. T-Tree, no score. That's an amazing turnaround after the Roosters had a 21-point lead at half-time. So Minor, that's the other change too. No Lanston Campbell in the ruck here for the Roosters. Not sure if he's injured. Morton's done all right though, but he slapped it straight down Kieran Rogers' throat. He couldn't get through the traffic. Stanley Long feeds a handball forward. Socket out of mid-air by Jackson Copp. Out into the path to Lindsay Turner. Half-forward flank, he goes through a torpedo. The ball goes long, Harold Haynes from behind. He can't take the mark. Papunya have got the crummers there. Sammy Pearce, a little bit of a fumble, but then he lays the tackle. And the ball did come out. The umpire's whistle's gone. We'll have a ball up in the forward pocket.
That's
exciting stuff.
That's a good matchup, isn't it?
Too
Pearce and Justin Martin.
So ball up deep in the forward pocket for the Roosters. They need to respond. There's Martin. Snap around the body. Purvis in front. Good spawn from behind.
Free kick Purvis.
So the man with the Bushranger beard.
He's going to take the full responsibility. His team is in desperate need of a goal. Just show some leadership and slot it through, I think.
The old snake pit pocket. Never easy from this side of the ground. The angle, not real acute. Purvis, deliberate. Yeah, straight through. And the Roosters are back in front on the Power and Water scoreboard. 4 goals in succession to Papunya to open the term, and now the Roosters respond and get their noses back in front.
That was a desperately needed goal by the Roosters, Stan. I think, that was an understatement. That was their first score of this quarter. And what lead they did have at quarter time, as they've just made back 20 points. They did have a 21-point margin, like you said, but that lead at the moment is 1 minor score. It is living up to a preliminary final. It is.
We got another one of these to go after this. You and the Moon Western, aren't it?
Yeah. Let's just get through this one,
We're not seeing this on the screen, but the crowd on the Pioneer Hill has got up in unison and walked down to the fence. I think that's the Rooster supporters. Up and about now, they got their first goal of the third term.
Lindsay Turner tries to get a centre clearance. It's just been cut off there. Cobb, Jackson, he's standing up this quarter. The premiership skipper from Kinji Porto. This bloke just needs to. Ian Robinson, he just bangs it inside. Antonio Long tries to use his body to get him out of the way. Oh, Pearce. Sammy Pearce, son of a gun. McDonald, Kenny gets it out wide, but cut off there by the Roosters. They come inside. Nice mark. Purvis again, he gives it over to his teammate there, to Augustine Campbell. Augie, where's he going to go? He goes short looking for Turner.
Yeah, he can make the distance. There's not much of him, but he's got a long leg. Lethal Lindsay Turner on that left boot. He points to all his teammates and everyone out there that he'll be going for goal. I don't think distance an issue. I don't know, I just sensed a little shift in momentum there. I don't know if it was the T3 supporters getting on the fence. It seems to have changed the atmosphere. Suddenly, T3 have turned things around.
There's Big Lanston back on stand, but they've taken Purvis off. Purvis have given them a lot at half forward.
Yeah, they had some
back to the
Purvis
play.
with Purvis.
Turner.
He didn't have the distance.
Antonio Long goes up, comes down to the front. At the back, Haynes snapped it around the corner.
Missed it.
Gone straight across the face of the goal, minor score. Extend their lead out to 2 points.
They've doubled their lead.
Double their lead, okay. The ball's just booted out here. How good's this young fella? He has one bounce. Inkamala, I think it is. Comes back inside. Good work to Stockman. Stockman's been handy in this third term. The premiership quarter. He's got a player at the back. He goes to him. Matty Mockatarinja. The double M. This way, that way. All alone. Anderson, Rakeem. He takes the mark, goes with his back to goal, and he goes back. And will we see another change in the lead, Stan Coombs?
Well, Rakeem Anderson has already kicked a goal in this third term. He's got 2 for the game. And this is a similar distance to the one he kicked earlier in the term. I wasn't sure if he'd have the distance. Well, now we know he does.
Oh, look at that.
Go the pass, Franklin Anderson.
Wow.
Rakeem Anderson to Franklin Anderson. And look, I backed him with his set shot before. I'm going to do it again, Joe.
Yeah, you will, mate.
I know he's not in the same shape as he once was. But, this bloke's given me plenty of entertainment over the last 15 years.
I've already written it down, Stan. That's how much faith I've got in him.
Franklin Anderson, casual as you like, and he has missed again.
Lucky I bought my liquid paper today.
So the margin halved.
Old commentator's curse, that's what usually happens. Praise them up, they let you down. So 1 minor score.
The Roosters by a point. Power and Water scoreboard. The Roosters to bring it back into play. Damien Campbell has the footy in his hands. Surveys what's ahead and then goes long to the grandstand side, back flank looking for Lindsay Turner. That's a nice mark. I think a little bloke, but he got up high, he's got strong hands. Oh, tried to give himself 50 metres too, but the umpire was right, he ran around. And now the pass up towards the wing where the mark's been taken by Shaquille Hames. Shack attack, passes to centre wing. Jamal Martin now with the footy for the Roosters. Done this a few times. They just chip it inboard, outboard. Now Harold Haynes in the front position. Couldn't take the mark. Good spoil, Kenny McDonald. McDonald looking for the free kick. The umpire doesn't give it to him. Right over the top, big Lanston Campbell. 2 of the big men down there on hands and knees. The umpire's whistle's gone.
McDonald.
And we're going to free kick. Kenny McDonald to take it.
He goes over, looking for Minor, Josiah. Where's the next link in the chain? Shane Inkamala's not leading for him. He lets go with a spiral. It's wide. Outside, out of bounds, on the full. Free kick, I think you'll find go to Kenny Morton. Morton it is. The high flyer from last week. Where's the next link in the chain? He goes down on the grandstand wing here at TIO Traeger Park. Ball comes up, no one wants it. Josiah Minor does. It's his free kick.
There was two Roosters in the marking contest against him. One of them went the body, while the other went the mark. So probably not a bad call from the umpire. Thumping kick.
Oh, that left foot kick goes long. Only one bloke won it. It was Manson. Manson plays on. He's got Anderson at the back. Franklin can't get his hands on the football.
Good tackle.
Oh, great work. Last line of defence for the Roosters. 40 seconds to go. Can they capitalise? Can they extend this 1 point margin? Not quite sure. Drops what he should have taken. Comes back in. Oh, good work out of defence there by Vincent McDonald.
Nope,
Nah, free kick.
A free hit.
Free kick. Watch, it's going to be 50. Nah, 20
Signalling
seconds
over
to
the
go.
shoulder.
20 seconds
quickly,
to go.
don't they?
They have to. Josiah Martin, he gets it inside forward 50, looking for Justin Martin. Fingertip to it. Augustine Campbell's been pushed in the back. Josiah Martin still looking for a free kick. No one wants to get it out of there. Now Martin does. The umpire says give it here. The siren beats them all.
Hectic stuff right on the cusp of three-quarter time there. And we're set up for a thriller now. Tea-Tree by a point on the Power and Water scoreboard. 8-7-55 to 8-6-54.
Wow.
That was exciting stuff. It's desperate out there now. Great quarter though by Papunya. They got themselves back into it after trailing by 21 at three-quarter time. 4 goals, 3 in that term, restricting the Roosters to just 1 goal, 1. We'll take a short break and be back with the exciting final term in the not too distant future. Stay with us on ICTV.
The telecast of this game is brought to you by Power and Water. Power and Water Corporation, supporting local football and saving water.
What you all do if you see a water running? Turn it off!
Waterless people live on country. No water, no life. So, what do? We turn off the taps. What will you do?
COVID-19 pachin up more than the one. Wonder rare yarolajaka. COVID-19 gadan la anona gadan doram borichina. And anona hospital wana alachina. Agayanga jangar machine aranama and iloma pak. Churchat nengal kaderama. Hospitala oyana help me lama mapa. Vaccine and renana anonema moirail. Congress client mapa 16 years old and unbara it na voice a vaccine in them. Itala ramala akuko war blood clots in nama. Moira war gerama COVID-19 gadama package. Unda inama vaccine atara nganaindandaram. Number nana ring me lie 1-800-570-688 and Pukame lying wena. Pojan Congress client mabala angai clinica.
Water! How does it get from cloud to cup in your community? We partner with Baker Boy to roll out a new schools program called That's My Water, Bush Schools.
Waterless people live on country. No water, no life.
There's a range of great classroom activities and videos. It's fun, free and engaging for the whole community. If you want your school to be involved, get your teacher to contact Power and Water and say,
That's my water!
Did you know us Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people are born with the best vision in the world?
It's true.
Yeah, and you also need good eyes to mark and kick the footy.
Yeah.
Did you also know that some kids in communities have sick eyes from trachoma?
Is that where you wash your face whenever it's dirty to have strong eyes and stop trachoma?
Sure is, Jay. It's fun and easy too. So remember,
clean faces, strong eyes.
COVID-19 will come here. Will you be ready? COVID-19 sickness will make us so sick we go to hospital, need a machine to breathe, maybe die. If lots of people get sick, the hospital can't help everyone, but not if we get vaccinated. All Congress clients over 16 can get the Pfizer vaccine. No worries about very rare blood clots and it works well against all different types of COVID. You must have 2 doses to be fully protected. Call 1-800-570-688 to book yours. Remote Congress clients ask at your clinic.
Kiwi kura community. Ayo kiwi kurang ora. Iwa palla.
Hello, my name is Jody Morty watching ICTV. Palla?
The telecast of this game is brought to you by Power and Water. Power and Water Corporation, supporting local football and saving water.
What do you all do if you see a water running?
Turn it off!
Hello and welcome back to ICTV's coverage of the 2021 AFL Central Australia Community Footy Final Series. If you're sitting on the couch and you've got a seatbelt, strap it on now. Last quarter coming up and less than a goal in it. How unusual. My name's Dan Coombs. Joining me, Joe Clark, set up for a great last quarter. A grand final stake up for birth for these two sides.
Oh, without a doubt, Stan. And who would have thought, start of the last quarter at 1 point. There's only 20 minutes left in either of these sides out here. One of these teams out here, because one comes back next week and the other talks about and thinks about 2020. So expect to crack a jack, no doubt.
Big move. Lanston Campbell back into the ruck for the Roosters. He was missing from that role in the third term and Papunya got back into it. Young gunner is up against Josiah Minor. Minor wins the tap. Kieran Roger there couldn't take possession of the footy. Look out, here's Josiah Martin for the Roosters. Very quick hands. Didn't find the target with her that time. Kick forward for Papunya. Goes back in towards the centre of the ground. Aben Sandy there, little soccer off the ground. The ball rebounds out towards the wing. Josiah Minor overran it. A little bit of shepherding there from Anthony Campbell. Gave his teammate a bit of time. Oh, what
Shane Inkamala.
Inkamala. And he goes long. He's looking for Manson. Can we get 2 screamers in a row? We can't. Manson now tries to fend off the tackle. It was a good tackle. Ball spills free. Little soccer off the ground. Got it out of the danger zone for the Roosters. Manson collects it just inside the boundary line. Now he's tackled over. Let's see if we can get this one on the First Nations.
Yeah, you will.
Foundation live action replay. Here it is. Yeah, lovely stuff, Shane Inkamala.
How good's that cameraman at ICTV?
How good is a replay as well?
Josiah Martin, how good's he? Martin, he goes over across looking for the big fella in Bryson Long, the bearded one. They've got a couple of bearded ones out here. He's got a teammate that's running for him, creating an extra, and that's Shaquille Haynes. He goes looking for his brother, his family, and Harold, Double H. Harold Haynes, he goes in looking for Campbell. Justin, he falls at his feet. Sammy Pearce, this way, that way. Good pressure though. It's coming over here. Harold Haynes, he's got a tackle here. Good defensive pressure there.
Good from the forwards.
For sure, Stan, because Papunya away then if both Harold didn't put that pressure on, and of course Justin Martin. So they need more out of Justin Martin in this quarter. He hasn't kicked a goal since the second term.
Had 3 up until half time.
1 point margin. How many times are we going to have the lead change to this quarter? I'm a bit confused with the boundary umpire stuff, Stan.
Well, I can't work out why sometimes we have a throw it and then sometimes it's a ball up.
I can't work out. I know it's finals footy, but we've been playing without umpires, boundary umpires all season, and all of a sudden the game plan changes. We don't train for centre stoppages. Anyway, the ball's back here. Needed to be one out of there. Papunya get it out. Oh, lovely kick by Roger. He goes out wide, and out there's Aben Sandy. Sandy goes inside 50. Looking for Anderson, but he's hit
was probably the pressure from Anthony Campbell there that affected that kick. He kept chasing. It looked like a lost cause, but he put enough pressure on to affect it.
Sterling it was in the end. Ball comes out. The Tea Tree Roosters, they just holding it and controlling it. Ball comes up. Good work there by Anthony Campbell. He was putting the pressure on the last one. He goes looking for Martin. He sets him a task. Josiah Martin's up to the challenge. He gets it inside 50. Harold Haynes all alone. They're playing clear possession football. Haynes is just going to milk the clock for whatever it's worth. They don't have that much of a lead, Stan, I would have thought.
Clever kick, Josiah Martin. Just highlights you don't have to drill it.
Another clever kick.
Whoop.
Pushing the back.
He thought about playing on, and he could have with the advantage there.
Hang on.
Where's this going? I'm not sure why it's all the way back here to Harold Haynes.
I'm not quite sure.
I'm sure the signal was the push in the back. It certainly seemed to be.
We've just wasted a minute.
He's back where it was with Harold Haynes. He'll be looking for another short pass, I think. That goes long and to the square. Tall timber. Oh, Justin Martin almost came down with the footy. And by Terry Bell says it's over the line. It's a behind on the board. Tea Tree. A 2-point lead now. Power and Water scoreboard. Vincent McDonald marks the kick in. Gets it out to, well outside the defensive 50. And now Papunya able to move it forward. I think it was Youngut out there on the back flank. Kick to Rakeem Anderson on the wing. Couple to beat there. So Jetro Ross ends up with the football for the Roosters. Little 1-2 handball exchange. That worked out nicely. I think the player did it with... He's done a pretty good job to get it to Haynes. Haynes back to Josiah Martin. Martin long, no one home inside 50. Oh, Kenny McDonald, he had to stretch to take it, and he had to take it, or they're in trouble.
I think he's in trouble.
Might have hit his head on the ground as he landed.
I think so, when he come back for the mark, but he's a tough man, Kenny. He gets back up.
Don't know if there's any concussion review here at Traeger Park.
None at all. None at all. They don't even have team sheets correct. The ball's kicked in. Oh, good work there by Lindsay Turner it was. Just belts it out there. Late hit on the player. Nevertheless, Papunya got it. They go streaming forward, but Cutter, the Roosters' defence, their back six are really standing up this quarter, Stan.
Sterling again.
Yeah, Sterling, comes back to Sterling. Sterling's got a teammate inside if he wants him. He goes there to Augustine Campbell. Campbell, smart. He goes in looking for Ian Richardson. Richardson's been fantastic last 2 weeks. He has one bounce. He has two. He goes long in the forward line, but Kenny McDonald, he drops what he should have taken. Umpire says play on. McDonald cross goal, dangerous, but he's found Matty Mockatarinja. Mockatarinja, he's got Shane Ingamala if he wants him. He's not. Josiah Minor. Where's the next link in the Shane?
I'll be looking for Manson myself.
Oh, for sure. He goes short to looking for Shane Ingamala. Ingamala plays on, goes short. Davin Wheeler. Wheeler's got two teammates over the top. Three.
Might have him in the corridor too.
Goes on to Josiah Minor.
Roosters really struggled to get back there and block that up that time.
Oh, for sure.
Well, we know distance not an issue with this young man. He's got a rocket in that left boot or something. He can launch it. Preferred side too for a left footer. He'd rather be just running around a bit and open up the angle a little. Just Papunya back in front. Nice looking kick. Oh, he's just snuck it inside the post. Great goal, Josiah Minor. And that's another lead change on the Power and Water scoreboard. It's now Papunya back in front.
That's his first goal for the afternoon, Stan. He's been moved in the ruck, and he's been responsible for getting them back in it. There's no doubt about that.
It's the first goal to either team in this final term, and we've had almost 7 minutes of it played.
Harold Haynes, he's going to go moved into the centre.
Who's Antonio Long and Lindsay Turner, the players that aren't in there, that were earlier in the game and getting involved in centre clearances?
Yeah, Antonio's gone forward. Josiah Martin's still in there. And young Ian Richardson for... And Davin Wheeler, he's in there for Papunya.
I don't know what's happening with the 66 here. There's players on the move all over the place. Now the whistle's gone. And what? Eventually a ball up.
Yeah. Just going to throw it high in the sky. Lanston Campbell gives it to Josiah Martin. Martin just handballs it to himself. Can't get a clear hand on the football. Tackled high. Ian Richardson it was. Papunya get it out of there. Leading in the race is the football there. Shane Inkamala tripped over his own feet. Comes out wide here. Turner, Lindsay. He's taken him on. He's just booted it down forward. Cut off there by Stockman. Well done there by the Roosters. They just keep it to themselves. Antonio Long, he tackles Wiley. Wiley takes to take him on. Snaps it around the corner. Haynes, front position. He gives it off to Morton. Kevin, don't argue. He gets it long inside forward 50. Good stuff, Kenny McDonald. He's done well today, hasn't he? Justin Martin snaps around the corner. Rolling.
Just had to stay in. Damien Campbell couldn't stop it, and his momentum has taken him into the fence, and he might have hurt himself. A point on the board to the Roosters. So it's a 3-point lead now to Papunya. Frantic stuff now. Grand final spot up for grabs here, and only 11 minutes to go in the prelim final to earn it. Ball punched back out to the boundary after the throw. Look at that crowd on the fence down there on the Pioneer Hill.
They come for action, and they've got action, Stan.
There it is on your ICTV screens, up against the fence. If the fence wasn't there, they'd be on the ground. Everyone wants a piece of the footy finals action. Boundary throw in, footy deep in attack for the Roosters. They're trailing at the moment. Might be a chance here. Quick snap in towards goal is wide. Yeah, the bounds on the full. Free kick will go to Papunya in the back pocket. Sammy Pearce wants to take it and use that trusty left boot, and he's going to switch across the face of goal.
Dangerous.
It is dangerous. There's only a Rooster out there. Tyrone Pepperell with the banana back in towards goals, misses everything. They got there late to put the pressure on the Papunya players.
Here he gives again. Pearce, he goes with that lovely booming left foot kick. He goes out looking for get into my bowl. Matty Mockatarinja, Tria Knowledge direction. He has 2 bounces. He just chips it over the top. Good work.
Luke Kelly, the ruckman.
Luke,
former ruckman.
Yeah.
Now Minor is the ruckman, isn't he?
He's taken a mark on the gap road wing. Look for Rakeem Anderson. Anderson had bounced in front of his spot. Just rolls over the boundary line for another throw-in.
Oh, gee, might have been a bit fortunate there, the Roosters. He was in acres of space, just didn't get the right bounce.
Oh, for sure.
So boundary throw-in. Bryson Long looks like he'll do the ruck work for the Roosters. Luke Kelly will come and do it in the forward line for Papunya, right on the 50. I don't know if anyone had the better of that. But from the pocket, shot in towards goal, is hit the post.
Wow.
It's a pretty good effort.
They extend their margin now. It's 4 points.
Straight up the middle with the kick into Mr. Reliable, Gareth Sterling. And he's gone for the torpedo to get it, looking for Morton in the centre, but Stanley Long stands his ground and takes the mark.
Long, he plays on, he goes down, looking for Inkamala. At the back, he spoils his teammate there.
Oh no!
Inkamala picks it up like a thief in the night, snaps it around the corner. He's missed everything. Everything
except
in
that
post. Snake pit pocket.
There's a flagpole down there that's wobbling around a bit, or a light pole, whatever it is. You didn't miss that.
Yeah, no, the snake pit pocket really got another victim then, Stan.
Yeah, always difficult to kick goals from there. This is valuable time being lost as far as the Roosters are concerned at the moment, because they're the one behind on the scoreboard. The clock keeps ticking while we wait for the footy.
Oh, there's 8.5 minutes to go.
You'd want every second of it, I reckon.
Without a doubt. We want to watch
when
every
you're behind.
second.
You're happy to waste it when you're in front.
Dangerous.
Short. Dallas Haynes has got it. Never gained any ground there, though, the Roosters. Augustine Campbell calling for it back in the back pocket. Haynes will go longer. Pull a little bit off the side of the boot. Ian Richardson in the marking contest. Ball knocked away from him. Might end up in the hands of Campbell. No, Richardson gets it back. Streaming forward. Long kick to 50. How good's Kenny McDonald been in this last quarter? He can't take the mark. Oh, he goes to ground after a heavy contest. Antonio along with a little handball out. Braden Wiley in over the top. And he gets a ball away from Lindsay Turner. We'll have a ball up 55 out now from the T-Tree goal.
Oh, what a game of football, Stan.
There's a beauty.
Right on the edges of seat stuff. Ball's tossed up. Lanston Campbell, he's up against Josiah Martin. Tries to get his hands on the football. Lindsay Turner, there's stacks on the mill. The umpire says give it up here. I think we'll see a few stoppages to play in this last quarter.
Look, these blokes are tired too. Look, they're not professional footballers by any means.
Lanston Campbell, he can't get the ball out. Papunya leading the race, long. Stanley's got one to beat. He appeals for a free kick. He gets a free kick. Long.
Experience.
7 minutes to go. Papunya lead by 4 points. Dangerous. Good effort. Cop made a contest.
Courage from both.
Oh, for sure. Kieran Roger, it is. He's been asked to move it on. He's not having a shot for goal.
Now Cop's realised.
Kieran Roger puts it up, sets his teammate a task. 2 go up. Lindsay Turner, he comes down. He's been manhandled very high, so he's going to get a free kick.
6.5 minutes to go in the prelim final.
Turner.
One of the prelim finals.
Turner goes long, the big fella.
Oh.
I'm not quite sure if there was...
Front on contact.
He didn't have no intentions of football.
Great effort though by Kieran Roger.
Kieran Roger just to make a contest.
Imagine when he turned around and saw Big Morton heading in his direction.
Oh, for sure.
So boundary throw in, half forward flag for the Roosters. They've got 6 minutes left to get their noses in front. Lanston Campbell had it to himself, tapped it down towards Josiah Martin. Stanley Long knocks it forward for Papunya. They're falling over left, right and centre. Wiley picks up, high kick towards a half forward flag. 2 on 1.
Oh, Raheem Anderson.
The 1 won it. Yeah, Joe Cawley, Raheem Anderson, Davin Wheeler running through the middle frame. Oh, beaten to it by Gareth Sterling. Now the Roosters can counter-attack.
Oh, Sterling, he just goes with a spiral. It's very wide, high. Justin Martin, front position. Umpire swallowed his whistle. Justin Martin still there. He gets around 1. Oh. He's been upended. Comes down to the Papunya.
Oh, they're away now.
Oh, they are away. And they got Luke Kelly, the ruckman. He gives it back inside. Oh, no. Dangerous. Josiah Martin lays on a tackle. Well done there by Davin Wheeler. Wheeler gets it across, comes back inside.
Oh.
Overrun it all. Cock, Jackson. Where's he going to go? He tries to go straight down to Kevin Morton direction. All they need to do is... Oh, Kieran Roger. How good has he been in the last minute or so? He goes with that left leg. He goes down the line. Can't take a mark though. Oh, good work. Out of defence there by the Roosters.
High one.
Yeah, Anthony Campbell gave away a professional free kick.
This is unbelievable at the moment. It's hectic.
Sammy Pearce has got it. He's been asked to play on. Lovely raking left foot kick. Out of bounds.
Oh, right on the line. Brought short.
Superman tried to tap that in, but Shaquille Haynes couldn't do it.
More than one boundary umpire down there. And I reckon we got the right decision. That landed right on the line from where we saw it on the ICTV cameras.
Shaquille Hines, he's got the job on Waylon Manson's stand. And he's done a fantastic job in the second half as well.
4 goals to Manson. Cock can't get the kick away. Long's lurking there. Harold Haynes has gone to the back line. Here comes Augustine Campbell now for the Roosters. Bit of space in the middle. Ian Richardson gathers on the bounce. Oh, high kick. He's going to have to go and get this himself. And he's got 3 Papunya players to try and beat. First one there is Randy Waco. He gets the kick to the half-forward flank. Now Davin Wheeler can gather for Papunya. Steadied. Look for Edric Coulthard. It went over his head. Through some hands, and Coulthard ends up with it anyway. And he goes high and under pressure. Manson comes out to meet it. Can't take the mark. Harold Haynes slips a handball away. It's gone straight to Stanley Long. High back towards the top of the goal square. Shane Kamala's lurking. Raheem Anderson also. Anderson around the corner. Goal for Papunya.
Wow-wee. That's Raheem Anderson's 3rd. Hasn't he stepped up in the second half of footy?
Well, what a time to extend the lead out past 1 straight kick. Not long left on the Power and Water scoreboard. 3 minutes to go. They've got to manufacture 2 goals or... they've got to come up with 2 goals, the Roosters.
10-point margin. They've got 1 seat in the grand final. Papunya, can they get another seat there? It's up to them.
I don't think they should have bothered with seats in the Bowden McAdam grandstand either, because no one's using them now. They're all on their feet.
Yeah, I don't reckon anyone's on their seats at home either. Hope you're enjoying this call here by ICTV.
All yours, Joe Clark.
Papunya are still not getting the 666. They're trying to...
And now we lose valuable time as far as the Roosters is concerned.
And
they need every second now.
And I'm not sure if they've been warned at all. So 2.5 minutes to go.
Franklin Anderson just getting inside the attacking 50 at the same time.
Yeah, ball's tossed up here in the middle of the ground. Lanston Campbell, he can't win it. It comes over the back. T2 Roosters just sweep on it. This bloke's been fantastic in the last 5 minutes of play.
Oh.
Kieran Roger smothered off his boot. He's trying to take him on. Don't ask me how he got out of that, but he did. Pierce, Sam, Wormburner. He goes looking for and finding Coulthard. Edric, son of a gun, over to Davin Wheeler. Wheeler, he's taken a mark. 2 minutes to go. He's got a teammate over the top if he wants him. And he does go there. And he's going to go back and take a shot on goal.
Bradley Stockman, is it?
Yeah, Stockman's been good for Papunya. He's going to milk it for whatever it's worth. 90 seconds to go in this first of the Div 1 preliminary finals. Papunya lead by 10 points. They've got the football in their hand. That's the main thing, Stan.
This is the first time you'll see a Stockman not cracking the whip to get on with things. He wants to waste as much time as he can.
Oh, for sure. It's long, wide, gone through for a minor score. They're going to have to go.
I don't think they can do it, Jay. Only a minute and a bit left.
Nah, I don't think they can.
If they do get a goal, by the time they get it back to the middle, it'll be all over.
All the T2 Roosters are walking over to the bench. Cop, he goes, he's creating something. Cop here, Josiah Minor, he creates a contest. Minor, Josiah, he's a gun, rising star on the left boot, gone out of bounds on the full, and that's all she wrote. 47 seconds to go.
And that ball's bounced all the way back to the shed there. T3 player actually has to jump the fence and go back and get it. We've got no time on the clock, still keeps ticking. That'll just about do it for Papunya. They're into the 2021 Division 1 Grand Final.
They've booked the first ticket stand.
It's all out in the west this year because the other Grand Final contender comes out of Yunamu and Western Aruna, so all west of Alice Springs. So Roosters go long. Dallas Haynes takes the mark out on the wing. 15 seconds left on the clock. Kick to half forward. Chance here for Antonio Long. It doesn't really matter even if it goes through. It was a mighty kick. Bounces on the line and pops up for Kenny McDonald. Maybe fitting, the ball ends up with him. He stops and points at it. He knows he doesn't have to get it. There's the siren and Papunya win it. They're into the grand final.
Wow, look at the crowd. They go on there too. They're going to support their team because yet again, Papunya in the last dance in Div 1 stand. How good is that?
What a mighty game of football it was. The final margin is 11 points. T3 led it by 1 point at three-quarter time. They actually had a 21-point lead at half-time, so Papunya really closed the gap in that second half, and they've gone home with a great victory, a famous victory for this football club. 10-8, 68 to 8-9, 57, 11 points of difference. We're going to take a short break, and hopefully we're back soon for a talk with one of the winners. Stay with us on ICTV.
The telecast of this game is brought to you by Power and Water. Power and Water Corporation, supporting local football and saving water.
That's my water!
Water! How does it get from cloud to cup in your community? We partner with Baker Boy to roll out a new schools program called That's My Water, Bush Schools.
Waterless people live on country. No water, no life.
There's a range of great classroom activities and videos. It's fun, free and engaging for the whole community. If you want your school to be involved, get your teacher to contact Power and Water and say,
That's my water!
Yeah, welcome back here to TIO Traeger Park. We've got the coach, the winning coach from Papunya, Mr. McDonald. Welcome to ICTV. Congratulations, you're into a grand final.
Oh, thank you, Joe. Yeah.
Yeah, mate. Today, you played a solid four-quarter effort, I think, your fellas.
Yeah, it was really good football too. Even T3 come up as well, but we got legs on the last third quarter. Yeah, that's we've been winning on the third quarter.
Yeah, half time you're down by 21 points, Dalton, but you must have swung a few changes. What changes did you make to spark the side?
Changes like forward line and the centre and the back line, changing it and putting some on the side, benches. Yeah, like 15 minutes out for interchange, and so that was running.
Yeah, one thing I think, one big move that I seen you make was that young fella, Minor. You moved him into the ruck in that second half because T3 was winning the ruck all in that first half, but when you moved him in there, it gave a bit more opportunity for the young fellas to get their hands on the football first. And that's what I think that was a winning move, when you moved that young fella Josiah Minor in there.
Yeah, that's where I put him on the third quarter. That's where I put him in the ruckman. Change look to our ruckman, forward line.
Yeah.
He went out the forward line.
And this week was a bit more of a team effort. Last week we seen a lot of the young fellas stand up, but this week we had Waylon Manson, he kicked 6.
Oh, yeah, we got changes. Like 5 was missing out. 5 was missing out last week.
Yep.
So we have to save Waylon for this final thing, and Franklin and a couple of other blokes.
Yep.
Yeah. A grand final coming up next week now, Dalton, and it's either against Unamu or Western Aranda. We know Papunya love playing both of those. I reckon you're just going to sit back and hope they have a real hard one.
Yeah, I'm not going to go home yet. I'm just going to watch this second game, like Unamu and Emmonsburg. Which one will be playing the final?
Well, congratulations to you and your men, Dalton. Thanks very much for talking to us on ICTV.
Yeah,
Good
no
luck,
worries.
and we'll see you again next week.
Yeah, thank you. No worries.
Big thank you to Dalton McDonald down there, because it's a time when he probably wants to be around the players. But there it is. Final score, Papunya 10-8-68, T3 8-9-57. We're going to have a break on ICTV. We've got one more preliminary final to go. Once again, a grand final spot up for versus Unamu versus Western Aranda. If you're watching on the live stream, click off this and click on the other icon to get the game.
And click on an extra seat belt, because tuck yourself in, there's going to be a ripper.
Waterless people live on country. No water, no life. So, what do? We're looking for leaks. Oh, that's my water! What will you do?